Step number one, when we come to an ice machine, the first thing that we would likely do is we're going to check the air filter. They write this on the front of the unit so the customer can know and understand that this is one of the most important parts to clean on an ice machine. A lot of people assume that ice is the most important part, and it is, because ice is food. But to keep the maintenance of the machine running and continue to have ice and no interruption of service, we'd want to make sure that all of our air filters are clean, as well as making sure the water filter in the back is functioning as it should. So every piece of equipment typically has some type of air filter on it. This one here is to clean filter twice a month. So when we're inspecting the filter on the ice machine, every model's different. Everything will come down like so or in a certain fashion. Some of them have them on the side. And it's just as simple as taking a filter out. And as we can see, this filter is already getting a considerable amount of dirt on the filter. This is again something that this manufacturer recommends be cleaned twice a month. And there's nothing special about it. You can vacuum it out. You can take it to a mop sink and let the customer, you can wash it out. We just want to put it back in dry and nothing dripping wet, so that we're not worrying about damaging any components. The second thing about the ice machine is they also have another filter on this particular model. It's very similar. This one pulls out, and it does get some buildup on the filter itself. And again, this is something similar where we could just simply wash it off, and that keeps the air flowing nice and good, nice and clean for the condensing unit. There's also a filter on the back. There is no, on this particular unit, this filter is possibly expired. There's no install date. There's no date on it to recommend when we should change it. So if I were to walk into a unit like this, I would probably recommend changing the water filter, because that is the first line of defense in keeping the ice clean and keeping the evaporator clean on the unit. Once the filter deteriorates and limescale enters the unit, it will start building up on the evaporator, and that usually will eventually cause an interruption in service where the ice no longer is produced. That is probably one of the #1 service calls we get. It's just the evaporator has now built up enough limescale or mold on the evaporator that it can no longer function properly. And that does correlate into an ice that is potentially contaminated. A symptom of a unit not performing properly would be typically a customer comes in and they'll find that this ice bin is typically full every morning. And what they'll usually do is they'll come in and they'll see that the ice level is getting lower and lower all the time. Or potentially they'll come in one morning and there will be no ice in there. Everything is just melted out. And so something they can look for is when that ice production starts getting lower and lower, or it's not producing as much as it was, that's a typical sign that something is going on inside of here that we need to address. A quarterly maintenance plan, or at least a biannual maintenance plan, will help keep everything functioning better so that you don't have that service call that is going to eat into your budget.